What's up, YouTubers? This is Tiffany with Journey with Tiffany, coming to you today to talk to really the small creators that are on here, because I want to encourage you as I encourage myself. And I know how hard it is being on this platform, feeling like nobody cares, nobody's watching, I can't grow, I'm moving slow. Listen, I know all about it. So today, let's talk a little bit about what's keeping me going, the things that hold me back, and just want to empathize with you a little bit and encourage you on the way. So let's get into it. So today we're talking about pressing record even if nobody else is watching. I know that is so hard to do and so hard to keep doing if you are a small creator and you feel like your growth is stunted. A lot of times we feel like, speaking from myself as well, we put so much into our videos and people aren't really watching, people aren't really engaging, they aren't really liking, and it just feels discouraging. It feels like a lot of times, what am I even doing? Why am I even doing this? Maybe I shouldn't do this. It's a constant questioning of yourself, right? I think that some people get really pushed out and some people barely get pushed out. And so it can be quite discouraging, and I just want to talk with you about that today. I do have my notes below, so if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. It's kind of jotting down my thoughts and things that I have experienced, things I've seen other people experience and heard about. And so just want to keep it nice and neat and organized for you and on topic. If you're not getting views, the whole point of this is that I want you to keep trying. There's so many days where I'm like, I think I'm just gonna stop. And to be honest, sometimes I do for a little while. Sometimes I do give it a break. Sometimes if I sit down to record and I'm not feeling it, I just won't do it. But the whole name of the game is to not quit. I am growing, but I'm growing slowly, so like milliseconds slowly compared to those that were around me that started when I started. They're like leaps and bounds past me. But then I have to stop and factor in, okay, I work a full-time job and it's pretty demanding. I'm a single mom. If you have relationships of any kind, whether they're friendships, relationships, situationships, whatever they are, you have to then factor those in, and then you have to factor yourself in. And so if you're busy and you have a busy life, you don't always have time to sit down and hit record, but just don't quit. Factor those things in when you see somebody else spitting out mad content constantly. They're not you and you're not them, and they may have time allotted to them that you may not have, and that can make all the difference, and a big difference. What I know about YouTube is they like lots of content constantly, but if you don't have the time to do that, you just don't, and that's okay. It will, I will say, it seems like it does kick you back because then you don't get pushed out as much, but just keep going because it's still worth it. It's still worth it. I've experienced things like bigger creators taking some of my ideas and then using them. And so like that can feel discouraging. I will tell you, a lot of times on this platform, your biggest supporters are not even the people that you know and that care about you and that love you. It's usually strangers. I've met some of the most awesome people on this platform that are now friends of mine that I hope to meet in person one day, that are not even my people that support me the most. Very few of my people actually get on here and watch and click like. Just keep that in mind. But still, I press record. Still, I keep going. Okay? So I'm telling you, don't let seeing the numbers, they're bigger people, seeing people around you that have grown past you, seeing people that are stealing from you, don't let any of that, like your family's not supporting you, don't let any of that discourage you. Keep going, keep pressing play. If you get a few likes, it's something. It's better than zero. It's better than if you weren't on this platform at all and nobody could see your content. Nobody could see your talent. Nobody could get anything from you. It is better than that. So no matter what, keep pressing record. Keep making videos. It might be even just documenting for yourself, documenting your journeys. I know when I go on vacations, I love to sit back and watch my vlogs and reminisce on what that vacation was like and what it was like being there. It's such a beautiful capsule for you for later on. When you're doing things with people and making memories, it's a beautiful way to capture those things. If you have something to share with the world, again, you're sharing it with somebody. Even if it's 10 likes, 10 views, somebody got what you were trying to give, versus the nobody that would be if you didn't press record. So just keep that in mind. It's super easy to feel discouraged, and it's okay if you do. You're allowed to go through that. Just don't go over it, go through it and feel it, and then pick yourself back up and record anyway. Something a really big influencer told me when I first started, I remember jumping in her DMs like, what do I do? How do I get started? How do I find my people? And she said, just record the things that you love. Do the things you love, do them the way you love to do them, do what you want to do, and the right people will find you. Your people will find you. You don't have to go looking for them. Just do what you do, and the people that want to find you, that need you, that like you, will find you. And I have kept that in my heart and in my mind, especially on days when I feel discouraged, of like, I may not be at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20,000 subscribers, but the few that I have liked something that I did. And for that, I'm still grateful for. Okay, so just please keep that in mind every day, that the right people will find you. You just get on this thing, do your best, put your best work out there, and let it go. Take the emotion out of it and just let it go, because it will eat you alive if you don't. I will tell you that YouTube has been probably one of the 2 easiest platforms to make just passive income or residual income, because I don't know if it's truly passive. You are putting in some work, but it has been the easiest way to make some money out of all the things I've done, guys. And I've done quite a few things. I am definitely a hustler by nature, okay? And so it has been one of the easiest things I've done to make extra money on the side. So it is worth getting to monetization. It is worth still putting out your videos, because listen, I have some videos from when I very first started that still remain at the top of my list every time I go check my analytics. So just do the things that you love. When they talk about throwing that spaghetti at the wall, I mean that. That thing actually works. I don't care what no big guru tells you. It works. Do it. Take a piece of paper and write down all the things that you love and that you like and that you would want to present to the world. And then of those things, that's your noodles, that's your spaghetti. Take them and throw them one by one at the wall. And just see which one of those actually take off and stick. It works. It's worth finding out what works out of the things that you love to do for the people, because the last thing you want is to copy someone else and it works but you hate doing it. It's not even something you even like to do. Okay, so it needs to be throwing spaghetti out the wall out of the things that you love to do and seeing which one of those things I love my audience loves too. So I want you to still do that. That will help you narrow down what works for you and what works for your audience, and will keep you motivated to go and will keep you motivated to make content. Okay, try not to pay attention to the big gurus around you. That is the quickest way to feel discouraged, because they're making numbers, they're getting all the comments, they're getting all the likes, they're getting all these brand deals, they're getting all the things, which 2.5, you can get brand deals even without being big. You can get sponsorships even without being big, because I've gotten some. But I'm just saying, you will get so discouraged watching everybody else around you pass you up, steal your stuff, you do big, huge numbers. Like, it will make you feel discouraged. And especially those that have been in the game for a really long time. They've been in the game, and most of them have truly earned the statuses that they have, and you can't compare yourself to it. It's literally apples and oranges. If anything, watch it and just feel encouraged that maybe you can get there one day too. Okay, so just try not to compare. It is one of the hardest things in the world to do, especially when you can see like you and somebody and other people were like at the same level, and then all of a sudden they rise above. But again, who knows what availability they have? Who knows, like, how much time they're putting into that thing because they have that availability. Who knows how many resources that they have helping them out. You don't know. And that's great for them. And it's okay for you. You do what you can do within the capacity that you're able to do it in. And something is better than nothing. Okay? Keep that in mind. If you have fear of someone seeing you, knowing about it, any of that stuff, because that holds us back too, pressing play, just keep in mind and remember what I told you. Half the people that know you won't even be watching it. It's going to be millions and gazillions and kabillions of strangers from all over the world watching you. I have not had one person that I know truly that I don't like converse with say, oh yeah, I saw you on YouTube, or yeah, I saw your videos. No, they don't. So, and I've even advertised it in spaces where they could, and guess what? I still don't hear that. But from strangers, I do. So just keep that in mind. Don't let that scare you. If you want to, when you create your username and your page name, create something that has nothing to do with your name at all. That way it will also make it harder for people to find you just by looking you up. Okay? So keep that in mind, that those are things that you can do. Some people create pages that don't even have their faces in it, guys. They're just literally showing their hands and their artwork. Sometimes it's digital things, and so all you see is the digital side of their work. Again, sometimes all you see are their hands. Sometimes if it's interior decorators, all you see is their work. You hardly ever see their face. You can do faceless content as well and still do very well. So just keep that in mind. If you're super shy, you do not have to be on camera, and don't let that stop you from pressing play, and don't let that stop you just in general. So keep that in mind, and don't let fear freeze you in your tracks and make you not record. And also, if nobody is watching, if you're getting 0 views, which I don't think you will, somebody is going to watch your stuff. If you're putting out the best quality you can, and it is something that is solving a problem for someone, it is something that is giving something to someone that they want to know about, want to hear about, want to see, want to learn about, something of that nature. You're teaching somebody something, somebody's going to watch, guys. But even if it's not doing the numbers you want it to do, still press record. Still do it anyway. Do it because it makes you feel good. Do it because it's fun to you. Do it because of, for nobody else other than you, and that you want to share this with the world, and eventually it will do what it needs to do. I just want you to stay encouraged and just continue to chip away at that thing. Watch people that are encouraging to you. Try to make friends on here. I've made some really good friends that I can go to and ask questions about things that I'm confused about, and get ideas from. And so it makes it easier to keep going, even when I feel like, oh man, that video didn't do as well as I thought it would have. That video didn't do anywhere near what I just knew it could have. It's okay. Somebody somewhere's going to watch. Somebody somewhere is going to appreciate it. And sometimes 4 or 5 months later, that thing blows up when I've forgotten all about it. So just keep hitting record. Stop worrying about and looking at the numbers. That's one of the biggest things I could have done for myself, was stop looking at the numbers. The numbers don't matter. What I look at is, at the end of the day, did I get some money that's going to deposit into my check? And did somebody get on that video and say, man, I needed this? Man, thank you for recording this. I really appreciate that you did this. Man, you saved me from XYZ. Like, that's what I care about at the end of the day, and not my overall count, because I know some people with really big numbers not doing really big numbers when it comes to their videos. Don't worry about what your subscriber count looks like so much. Worry about the material that you're putting out, and is it solving something for someone? Are they coming back to you to be like, I trust her. I trust her. I trust her videos. I trust her judgment. Yeah, I'm gonna listen to her. Yeah, I'm gonna watch her. Okay, that's what you worry about. Take the focus off the likes, take the focus off the subscribers, unless of course you're trying to get to monetization, then that's understandable. But once you get there, take that pressure off of yourself, because it will drive you crazy. Okay, I know I said this before, but I just want you to remember, when you feel like you have done, oh my God, this video is the bomb. Okay, the lighting was good. I looked good in it. The material was good. This one's going to be a good one. And then a few days later, it is like 100 views. That is the most discouraging thing ever. I know that feeling. You're like, oh my gosh, I know this video was good. I did my homework. I did my analytics study. I did all my hashtags and all my keywords and all the things. And I even repeated something from another video that I knew people liked and it didn't take off. But guess what? Let me tell you what happens. Don't focus on that, because I have a video and it's pros and cons. That sucker sat there all month long looking like a whole bunch of nothing. And then I went on to my next video and my next video and my next video, because what did we talk about? We're not quitting, right? And I looked back and all of a sudden that sucker had skyrocketed so high that it was like my second biggest performer on the page, and still remains almost in the top 3 every single month. It just now got knocked down some notches, but for months, it was one of my top performers. So that's what I'm talking about when I say just do your best work. Guys, you don't have to have no fancy equipment. I am recording right now on an iPhone. I do not have a fancy camera, because what I told myself is I'm not going to invest in all of those things until I felt like I was getting a return on investment for what I was doing. And so I kind of inch by inch replace things as I feel like it, almost like a reward, as I feel like things get better for me, so that my investments are worth it. You don't have to have fancy anything. I have some mics from Amazon. I have a phone from Amazon. I have lights from Amazon. It's all Amazon. And I'm sitting in my room talking to you. You just get dressed up and you hit record, and then you post it and you're like, I did good. And you don't worry about it. You start working on your material for your next recording. That is what you do. Just keep that in mind. Just because it looks that way now doesn't mean it's going to look that way in the next month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. It could literally blow up out of nowhere. Who knows why it does, but it just does. You do your part. You make your community posts. If you have an Instagram page, put it on your Instagram stories. You do what you can do. Make sure you have your tags and your hashtags, and then you let it go. And you're like, okay, I did that. Check. We're going to move on to the next thing. Okay. Just keep that in mind. Moral of the story, keep trying. Do you hear me? Keep trying, keep pressing record. I am talking to myself as I talk to you, but every month, I don't care if it is nothing but $100. That's more than $100 than you had last time, or than you had today. It's more money than you had, right? Every little bit is worth it. Every person that walks up to me like, hey, Tiffany, every person that inboxes me that's like, I love watching all of your videos. Listen, it makes it all so worth it. You're not a big creator, and that's fine right now. We don't need to be. We are who we are. And when I learned to stop caring about beating someone, matching up with someone, and I'm talking about just no one in particular, but just, in general with people that I felt were like kind of around my zhush, I started to feel better. I started to care less about, things that were bothering me. I record when I'm ready to. I record when I want to. And somebody somewhere is going to like it. And that's all that matters to me. And I really try not to look at any numbers, more so than I just like, okay, what's next? What's next for me? And one day my daughter will be like, oh my God, Mom, did you see this video? I'm like, I didn't even notice. I'm answering my people that are talking to me, and I'm moving on to my next thing. So just stay encouraged. All growth is growth. And that's all that matters. Even if it's at a snail pace, it's still growth. I don't have a lot of followers, but I love all of my followers that I get to talk to and interact with, and that encourage me all the time. And that's all that matters. I'd rather have a deep net than a wide net. And what does that mean? A deep net means those are people that are going to stick with me. They're not going anywhere. They're going to talk to me and communicate with me. A wide net means I've got thousands of people, but I only hear from or see from this many. That would make me feel worse. I'm like, I got 90,000 people and only 25 are talking to me. Like, that is just no. I would rather have a few, but close, than a whole bunch and feel empty. That's like a home that can have a whole bunch of people in it, but the home still feels very empty. you still feel very alone. That's that wide net feel, right? But you can have a home of 2 or 3 and it feels full, it feels happy, it feels loving, it feels all those things. So more doesn't always mean better, and that's what I've learned and have taught myself. Sometimes less and fulfilling is better. Okay, so keep that in mind as you continue to what? Press record. Okay, guys, that is it. That's it. That's my 2.5 for the day. That's all I got to say. But I just wanted to get on here and encourage you, from a small creator to maybe some beginning creators, to maybe some small creators themselves that are struggling and feeling discouraged, to maybe some medium-sized creators that are feeling like, man, I don't know what I'm even doing. Maybe imposter syndrome, which happens a lot with people in many professions. Stay encouraged. Somebody somewhere cares about and for you. Somebody somewhere is watching you. Somebody somewhere is sharing your information. When you get your analytic recap, I know you see those shares on there and those likes on there. Somebody somewhere cares. And those somebodies are the only ones that matter. So create for them, those people that you know do care about you. And other people like them will find you and join in. And if for no other reason, do it for you. Do it because it's memories for you. It's sharing your talent with the world for you that would otherwise sit in a book or in your head. You're giving it to somebody that needs it. Okay? Stay encouraged. Keep going. Remember, you don't need all the fancy bells and whistles to do it. It's nice if you have it, and if you don't, it's okay. Just keep going. When you post that video, I want you to pick up your book and your pen and start writing what's next. Start working on your next video. Don't sit there and watch those numbers on that camera or on your phone or on that computer. Don't sit there and watch those numbers. You know, hey, I did great. I think it's going to do good. My thumbnail looks good. I don't care if 10 people get something out of it or nobody watches it, or what we feel like it's nobody watching because it's not thousands of views. I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on and start working on my next material, because that's going to be for somebody else. This might be what somebody else needs. I've been thinking about giving this information to somebody else because I figured it out for myself. That's what matters. Okay? So keep going. Don't quit. Stay encouraged, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.